So I've been thinking about a essay I recited on my channel not too long ago, Julius Evola's Breed of the Evasive Man from The Bow and the Club, published by Arctos. And it got me to thinking about the general dynamics at play in the modern day in relation to how people conduct themselves, especially in professional environments. And I think social media has actually debased professionalism in pretty much all manner of conduct and context. So I'll tell you a story. Not too long ago, but a fair while ago, I sent a journalistic piece, just a small article, to a pretty high-ranking magazine. It's an online magazine. And in my cover letter, I simply said, "Hi there, hope you're well. Please see attached, etc., etc. Be good to hear from you." And I got an almost immediate response from the chief editor. And he said to me, "Don't be so formal. That's not how journalists write. You need to work on your cover skills." And then he gave me he gave me a little outline of how I should conduct myself in email. And when I received the reply, I was a little dumbfounded. And I thought I wasn't being that formal. I was being professional. And it was a quick cover letter. It wasn't long and wordy and verbose and any of these things. And I just thought, you're the chief editor. I'm just the writer. And I'm offering my services to you as a writer, and you more or less instantly come back at me and tell me how to write to you in person, behind the scenes, and conduct myself in a less professional manner. That's the state of modernity. That's how it is. But of course, anyone can start their own editorial nowadays. If they gain attraction or a following on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and say they are the editor because they created it. But they don't have this, what Evola would call the inner sovereign, in how to conduct themselves as men. Because if you're going to critique a man for being professional and brief and just a little bit detached in his cover letter out of respect to you as the chief editor, then that says there's something wrong, at least from my perspective. And that's why I enjoy Evola's readings and even Nietzsche's readings, because they lament this. And Evola definitely saw this. He was like the red pill for the 21st century. Of course, he never saw it. And I do wonder what Evola would think of social media dynamics. He would have a lot of writing material. And I actually have opened a part of the PDF of that very essay, which I recited on this channel, just to hammer my point, and I'll read a brief part of it. It says, "The type of man belonging to this breed not only cannot stand any inner discipline and hates the prospect of facing himself, but he is also incapable of taking any serious commitment, of following a well-defined line of conduct, of showing any character." And I thought that was pertinent to my story. Of course, that was just a very personal example, but I see it on social media every single day. And I don't blame people with casual accounts speaking in unprofessional ways, because why should they? But I do. This is actually going off on a tangent now, but I actually did write a piece championing the democratization inherent to digitized media, where you can go on Twitter or you can create your own blog site and you have a platform and you have a voice and you could thus generate an influence That's all great. But the double-edged sword with this, in terms of, the end of legacy media, is this lack of professionalism. Is this lack of inner sovereign conduct, which I think Evola is touching upon here. Although I'm sure Julius Evola would not be in favour of the current legacy media. But I think he would say something along the lines of what I'm saying now, where if you call everyone bro and you're in a high position of influence and you speak down to people for being professional, then that's a sorry state of affairs. And just for the record, this reputable magazine had over 1 million subscribers on Twitter. So it was no silly sod editorial for random nonsense. It was actually a finance magazine, of all things. Yeah, so that was kind of a black pill for me. But perhaps I was overreacting in my disgust. But still, I think it's still relevant, even if the story didn't quite resonate with anyone listening to this. Because just think of the modern day in contrast to something as recent as the 1960s, even the 1970s. You look at all those old BBC docudramas where people speak in very eloquent, articulate ways, and many of them are simply working class or lower middle class. And I don't watch television anymore, and I haven't owned a television in my house for many years. But whenever I do catch it on, televisions at a friend's house, it's shocking just how debased the level of communication between individuals, whether they are actors or media officials. I just can't believe it. And I guess I do feel like I stick out like a sore thumb in regard to my formality or my professionalism. But I don't want to change it. I don't necessarily want to get down with the bros, the bro speak and the yeah man, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I do that in person, but I'm still going to send my professional cover letters. I won't let modernity defeat me, and I won't conform. And I don't think you should. Not that I'm here to tell you or anyone what to do. But if you want to be your authentic professional self and you want to refer to individuals as sir or madam out of respect, then you do that. I will encourage you to do that. There needs to be some kind of renaissance regarding just how we conduct ourselves in speech. Let's bring that back. Legacy media is on its way out. Elon Musk says it all the time on his X platform, and he's right. He's right to criticize legacy media because it is trash. It's utter nonsense, and it's not even that intelligent. It's actually bang average in its proliferation of intellect. We all know that now. I'm not saying anything new there. But we should maintain a level of integrity that former incantations of legacy media had. The traditional BBC eloquence, the way of conducting ourselves in a slow talking manner, not wasting anything and not swearing and not negating the beauty of language itself, because it is very beautiful and we should maintain that. Yeah, I think we should. I think I'm right about this. Yeah, so there you go. Thanks for listening.